Howdy folks, this is Travis of Elston Equine Solutions with the Clop and Cow Company, and we're up here in the Gross Font Wilderness. And today's topic is going to be the two-man saw. Once you're in camp, what do you do with it? Well, there's a few safety things I want to cover with the do's and the don'ts. Alright, so the first one is with these saws, and you're only going to be here for 24 hours, you can go ahead and leave it like it is, but what I like to do is I like to find a place where nobody's at, and because I don't want them to step on the saw. So what I'll do is I'll find a log like this, and I'll have the scabbard, and I'll just tuck it right underneath like such, a log, okay, out of the way of traffic, out of the way of game trails, whatever I have. And normally I have this in closer to camp. One thing never to do with your saw for storage is place it on a tree and lean it like this, okay? Because what will happen is, if you're here for long term, you're going to create a big bend right in the middle of the saw, and then when you're trying to utilize it, you're not going to be doing anything. It's going to bind up on the log, and then it's just going to S-curve on you, and you're going to ruin your saw. So short-term capabilities, never just leave it up against a tree or against a wall, anything like that. Okay? Next we're going to talk about is long-term storage. What I mean by that, I already demonstrated short-term. I'm going to talk about long-term storage when you're in the hunting camp or just in a camp. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to remove the sheath. Once you remove the sheath, you're going to remove the handles of the saw. The reason you're doing that is because bears sometimes like to gnaw on the wood. If you're out of camp away, they get in here, they start gnawing on your handles. Mice come in, start gnawing on the leather of your scabbard, and it's just bad juju. So the best thing to do is find a tree and hang it up where it's away from a game trail, away from natural line of drift from humans, and that way when they're going through the night and they got to do number 2, they don't run into the sharp teeth of the saw. So we're going to demonstrate that next. Okay, so I'm going to remove the handle. Every handle is different on setup. This one's a screw type. So all I do is twist the handle, and you can see it's loosening up like such. Okay, so I got the handle here. Now I'm not going to be able to remove the other side because the handle broke, so just shoved in the handle on real quick and wedged in the nail in there to get the job done. So I'm not going to take this handle off. I'm going to keep it on there, but I'm going to show you. Generally, you like to take the handles off the saw and just have a blade hanging off of a tree. And I'm going to string it up here for storage. Okay, so I've selected a tree I'm going to hang this up into. I'm just going to, if this handle wasn't here, I'd go right through this loop with my rope. All I do is tie a bowline on one end, and I'm going to feed the rope through it like so. Once I'm done, I'm going to throw a half hitch on top of it. And if I want to, I could throw a second half hitch on it as well to help it stay secure. Then all I'm going to do is go ahead and lift the saw up. And I'm going to hold it right in the center because I don't want it to bow on me. And I'm just going to leave it like that, okay? Now, I'm away from natural lines of drift for the most point. I put it next to the end of my high line because people know horses here, so they know to go around. I also feel like I got it far enough away that it's not going to saw my rope, so I'm clear of that. And then what I'm going to do is just do a half hitch over top and then tie my rope back here behind the tree. And you can use whatever knot you want, just as long as it gets the job done. Now remember, this is just to keep the rodents off your saw, keeping it out of trouble, keeping it straight up and down for storage for long-term camping out here in the wilderness. And that's all there is to it. And of course, if you got a hunting party here, just tell them, remind them where you got your saw hanging for their safety, even though we're a ways out for camp, but still handy enough to retrieve it when we have a down log somewhere on a trail and we're trying to get to that area to be able to hunt or fishing. Okay, so that's how it's done. Easy pleasy. Alright folks, so let's just say we're going to be here overnight. You take the scabbard off the saw, or let's just say you're got done sawing a log. What do you do with this? Well, for safety, what you're going to do is take the teeth of the saw, because it's very sharp, find a log and point the teeth right into the log. Once again, away from natural lines of drift, also where a person could step on them. And then you can pick up your logs if you had some and move them to the campfire. So that's how you safely store a saw temporarily out of the way, so nobody gets hurt, once again getting caught on them sharp teeth.